Yeah, it's a very interesting question, actually. I think never before have we seen the advent of globalization as well as automation create the abundance of stuff in our lives. In fact, in most developed economies, getting your basic needs met has never been easier to do, and we're swimming in stuff today. In fact, I would say in many of the high cost of living cities, it costs more to store your stuff than it is to acquire your stuff. And so we're starting to see major trends, especially generationally. 80% of millennials say that they prefer an experience over a desirable thing. And actually, almost 80% of millennials also say that their best experience or their best memory was from a live experience versus the acquisition of stuff. And this has never been a better time for the travel industry. You know, we heard that this is maybe the future will be the golden age. This next 20 years will be the golden age of travel. And I agree with that, because what we've seen from 2015 forecasted into 2019 is a 27% increase in travel consumption, versus overall stuff is being consumed at an average of about 22%. So significant increase in growth of travel experiences over acquisition of material goods.
So what we see is customers demanding more and more personalization in their experience. Today's consumers, especially as we start to see more millennials entering the economy, really are interested in experiences more so than transactions. So they value experiences over, for example, discounts or pricing. It's about the total experience and not just what price they're paying. Millennials have been brought up with that notion that everyone is different, everyone's a special little snowflake, and they're expecting that same amount of customization in their purchases. So now they can go online and get shoes custom made, and so their shoe is exactly what they've designed, and they're expecting that type of experience throughout their purchase decisions.
I think our guests are actually becoming more educated about what they can ask for, and they have a bigger base of experience to draw from. So their expectations, while they're continuing to grow, I think the guests are getting a little more bold in what they're asking for. I think they also are understanding our business practices a little bit more, so they understand we overbook, they understand we have these things out there, and their willingness to challenge us on those policies depending on how they feel about those. I think those are also becoming more apparent. Credit card disputes are rising. Their expectations of concessions for service recovery, I think, are getting bigger. And so I think the line between kind of holding our policies and being consistent with our guests is becoming a lot more blurred with personalized service.
A lot of people are talking into their phones. They're talking to their digital assistants. They're talking to Siri. They're talking to Alexa. And you're going to find that by 2020, 50% of the search is going to come from these devices, from voice search. So that's a very big consumer shift from where you typed certain things in the browser and you got a list of 10 possible answers, or 20 possible answers. You're going to get down to a single right answer, right? So that's one big trend that we see forthcoming. The second big consumer trend that we see coming through is related to personalization or more precise targeting, right? So consumers have very little patience for stuff that's not relevant to them. So you're going to see more and more targeting as we go forward, so that the consumers get to see the message that's relevant to them, and giving them the ability to choose the content.
Consumer behavior is changing in so far that everybody wants what they want in the instant they want. They want things to be tailored to them, and they want to have the certainty that they can consume or obtain what they want right in that instant. That completely changes the playing field that hotels play in. And hotel technology is very difficult to change because it's extremely interconnected. And that makes it very hard for hotels to provide the right answers.